Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is November 12th, 2025, and here are the top crypto news stories. We're going to start today's episode with our ETFs. We're going to start with the spot Bitcoin ETF, and obviously without BlackRock, it closed the day at plus $299 million. As for the Ethereum ETF, without BlackRock, we're at negative $87 million. And let's say that the Solana ETFs, throughout their lifetime, regardless of what the rest of the market is doing, have seen daily inflows. The numbers, as we've said many times, are incredibly small to comment on. However, investors are constantly investing. Continuing with our ETFs, I'd like to tell you that the Bitwise ETF has now been added to the DTCC list. So like we said yesterday about the XRP ETFs, this doesn't mean they're approved. It means that the companies have completed all the necessary paperwork. And for our next ETF, we're going back to an XRP ETF, which is very likely to come out today from Canary Capital, as Canary Capital has filed a form called an 8A, essentially a request to companies that register securities. So it's like telling NASDAQ to get their ETF out there and get it up and running. We might see an XRP ETF today. Moving on to XRP, let me tell you that XRP's attorney, Mr. John Deaton, wants to stay in politics. For that reason, he said he wants to try to run for governor of Massachusetts again, so good luck to him. Moving on to our banks, we're going to SoFi, which is getting back into crypto. Specifically, SoFi, a financial services company, on Tuesday launched its SoFi Crypto Edition, which allows users to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and other cryptocurrencies alongside the company's other banking services. Let's say that the company in 2023 had scrapped crypto services after a careful study of the sector, and now it's back like everyone else. Meanwhile, another major bank, JP Morgan, is also getting more involved in the game. American investment bank JP Morgan and Singaporean multinational bank DBS announced that they will develop a blockchain-based automation framework to enable on-chain transfers between banks. This is a service that will operate 24 hours a day on both public and private blockchains, allowing institutional bank clients to trade on the blockchain. Moving on to our coins, we'll move on to Injective, which, as it says, has made one of the most significant upgrades in its history so far, as it introduced the so-called native EVM to Injective, or more simply, EVM. As a result, this upgrade aims to make Injective a platform that will be used by developers in various institutions, combining compatibility with Ethereum and the very high speed of Injective. Essentially, you can create Injective applications that can also be used on the Ethereum network. And from Injective, we'll move on to someone who glorifies the Ethereum network, a former and very important member of BlackRock. We're referring to Mr. Joseph Collum, who is the co-CEO of Sharpland Gaming, a company that is constantly buying Ethereum and is the former head of the digital assets department at BlackRock. Let's say this guy spent 20 years at BlackRock, and from what I read, he helped build Aladdin, which is BlackRock's supercomputer. As he tells us, the qualities that financial institutions are most interested in, trust, security, and liquidity, are all present in Ethereum. That's why he's betting his career on it after BlackRock. As he himself put it, Ethereum has the majority of stablecoins, tokenized assets, and high-quality smart contract activity. If you're going to digitize finance, you need a chain that institutions can trust, and that's Ethereum. So for the last part of our day, we're going to talk about someone who paid $105,000 to send just $10 to the Bitcoin network. As you can see, the charges at that time were $105,197 for sending just $10 worth of Bitcoin. We don't know who it is or if it was done by mistake, but this is something we don't see every day. And now it's time to go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, where Bitcoin is at $103,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, November 12th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.